I got a compression shutoff valve for a toilet that's way too close to the floor. I got tile and underlayment going in here, so it's way too close. I started by cutting the escutcheon ring off the bottom with some tin snips. That'll give me a little extra room. There's like barely enough room here to attempt to work on this thing. Otherwise, you're cutting a hole in the floor to do this, unless you can get to it from underneath. But I'm going to give it a go from the top side here and hope for the best. So after I got that nut off, obviously, get the water shut off and the lines drained. And there's just enough room to get to that compression ring. I think if this thing was a quarter of an inch shorter, I probably wouldn't be able to do this, but I use channel locks. You just got to be super, super careful when you doing it this way. Just enough pressure to make that ring spin with some upward pressure, and then just take your time, because as soon as you bend that pipe, it's over. You're cutting a hole in the floor. So real easy, real careful. If you got a ring puller, great. Most people don't, so I've always had pretty good luck just doing it that way. But so get those the nut and the ring out of the way and clean this up real good, and get ready to solder this thing. I'm going to extend it up about 4 inches, and just make sure your coupling has a stop in it so it doesn't slide all the way down on you. And I'm going to solder the bottom half of this first. I think there's just enough room I can get the solder under there, and it'll suck up in there. But I think I'm just going to tap it a couple of times on the inside here just to make sure. And then I'll solder the extension piece on after that. Let it cool down, and then put my shutoff on. I got a push-on quarter turn shutoff, and then I'll get a 2-piece escutcheon plate for the bottom after the floor's done. So if you got one of these issues where it's way too close to the floor, just take your time and get your hands dirty. It's really not that hard.